Today I'm making Mexican lasagna. It's easy, cheap, tasty. My husband loves it, and there is a lot of meat in it. So that's what I like. Let's go ahead and get started. First, I chop one onion. I'm dicing it into pretty small pieces because my husband doesn't love large pieces of onion. Now I use a food scale to weigh out 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm using 80/20. I heat a skillet and brown the ground beef together with the onion. While the ground beef cooks, I put 3½ cups water in a saucepan and mix 1 12-ounce can of tomato paste in. I add 2 teaspoons salt, 2 teaspoons paprika, 4 teaspoons chili powder, and 2 cloves of crushed garlic. I let the sauce heat till it comes to a low boil. Meanwhile, I check the meat. So the sauce is nice and thick. It's kind of coming to a boil, and so I think it is ready. Now I add half the sauce to the cooked ground beef and onions. And then I usually just add a little bit extra salt to the meat. There's a lot of beans and tortillas in this recipe, and so those can be a little bit bland. Now that the meat and the red sauce are done, it's time for the layering. Normally, I would make this in a 9x13 pan, and it fills up the pan. But today, I'm making a meal for somebody, so I'm splitting it between a smaller pan, maybe more of like an 8x8, and this smaller Pyrex casserole. So this is not a 9x13, it's like the next size down, and I'm not sure exactly what the size is. So I'm gonna split it up. But ordinarily, when you would make it in a 9x13, you would start with your remaining red sauce. So whatever you did not mix into the meat, you'd start with that, and you'd put half of that down in the pan. Then you'd put 6 corn tortillas down, and then you would put half of your meat sauce mix, and then 1/3 of your cheese. And so you need 20 ounces of cheese. After you put your 1/3 of your cheese down, you put 6 more tortillas. Then you put an entire can of refried beans, spread it all over the entire layer. Then you do the remainder of your meat, another 1/3 of your cheese, 6 more tortillas, then the remaining red sauce, and then you top with a final layer of cheese. And I will write that all in the description below. The corn tortillas I use are El Milagro corn tortillas. I like these because they're literally just corn, water, and lime. No other ingredients. If you get the ones from Aldi or Meijer, there's often a lot of other ingredients. I find these at a specific Meijer. One of the Meijers does not carry them, so you're gonna have to look around for these. Usually I grate my own cheddar. I get a big block of cheddar and grate it so that there's not additives and like anti-caking like starches and things. But today I'm in a bind, so I have pre-grated cheddar. So I forgot to start my camera until halfway through, so you see I'm already on the refried bean layer, so I'm just spreading that as evenly as I can over the entire surface area of the pan. Next comes the remainder of the meat sauce mix. 1/3 of the cheese, remaining tortillas, red sauce, and cheese. All right, these are basically all ready to go. You bake them at 350 for 30 to 45 minutes, until they're hot and bubbly. The ingredients are already cooked, so they don't need to be, you don't need to be too concerned about exact cook time. You just want to heat it all the way through so all the cheese and everything is melted. All right, thanks for watching. Enjoy.